She ran over the man overboard line. It was every mistake you could make.
I would say 90% of the couples that I get in my classes are husband and wife. Generally, the husband has been sailing a long time, the wife hasn't. And I've become more of a marriage counselor and how to communicate.
Right.
Because that's
For
all
sure.
it boils down to, just communication.
Yeah.
And you know, the really weird thing is, really bizarre thing is, guys tend to want to be chivalrous. So they want to help their wives out.
And they want to do it all for them.
And
I'm the same way with her.
it does the wife a disservice.
Main can come down.
Let's come up into the wind, then we can. It does the wives a disservice because they don't get to learn what to do when you get knocked overboard.
Yeah, I've been in the power squadron for many, many years because I believe a lot in sailing education.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is one of the most popular courses that they have is the thing where you teach the spouse. And it's all about just what happened to him. You know, your husband, and that's what I've done with my wife and my kid. When I taught them boat to sail.
You okay if I round up? Is that what you're waiting for? Okay.
I'd take a cushion, I'd throw it over, I'd say, that's me, go get me. And they go, well, what do I do?
Get it? How do you get back
I can't talk to you, I'm out there.
Yeah. You just knocked me out with the boom.
He just knocked me out with the boom. You know, we practiced and practiced. Both of them are very good sailors.
My middle son, we were delivering a boat up from Port Charlotte, and he dropped the peat bucket overboard. It was an IOR boat, so it had no toilet on board.
Yeah.
We just had a peat bucket. Peat bucket went overboard, and he was at the helm, and he's like, well, I can't do this. I said, you can do it, just come back to it like we talked about. And unfortunately, the bucket turned upside down, and the handle was collapsed, so there's no way to get a hook to it.
Yeah.
And he kept going back and forth and back and forth, and he was getting frustrated, thinking that it was his fault that we couldn't get the peat bucket. And it was like, no, you did absolutely perfect. You put us on the bucket each and every time. Yeah. And we looked back at my chart plotter, looked like a freaking 4-leaf clover.
Yeah, beautiful.
It was a perfect
Beautiful. And this was your son?
My middle son, yeah.
Good.
Don't you love those moments? My boy, I dunked him when he was maybe 5, and I was just learning to sail, and I was on a 12-footer, and I put him in a cold lake. He doesn't want to sail anymore. Still at 20, he doesn't want to sail 15 years later.
Yeah. That's
You bring in the main sheet a little.
I've always been very
This one
conscious
needs to be rerouted.
when I'm teaching somebody
Yeah. Thank you.
to take them out on a really nice day
Yeah.
for the first one.
Right. So you don't kill it.
Exactly.
Right.
You go out on the first one and you have a lot of
Well,
wind,
isn't that
you scare the shit out of people. They don't want to go back.
isn't that Mr. Joy's issue? Is why he has a skipper? Is he had a bad delivery when he first took this boat?
Yeah.
Is what Clint mentioned to me, is that he had a bad experience, so he didn't feel confident enough to handle the boat himself after that point.
It'll happen.
Yeah, right. It sure will. Coming back from that overboard situation,
And my wife.
I wondered if we would make it back
Yeah.
to boating, you know? I didn't know if she would be okay ever being at this point, because it was terrifying for her.
Yeah, the best thing to do is come out on a day like this, a little bit more breeze, not much, but
Yep.
on the sun.
Yep,
And
yep,
you
yep.
have a nice glass of wine, and,
Yep.
and you just,
Yep.
everything's quiet, and everybody falls in love with it.
So that's why
And if you take them out and end up in 30 knots of wind with a little rain, like, I'm out of here.
Right, right. That's the topping lift now. Maybe
Yeah, it is, yeah.
loose that main sheet if he's going to try to raise
You
it.
got that.
Is he going to try to lift it against the main sheet, or is that good enough?
He'll do it.
Okay. Main sheet's tight.
But you've got that fixed boom bang, so it'll keep the boom from coming down.
Oh, right. Good. Is it
Spring
pneumatic?
loaded, yeah.
It's spring.
Yep.
Well, the sails work.
And like I said, they were in better shape to me, to my eye. They were in better shape than I expected.
Yeah,
When
I
first,
didn't see. I mean,
just-
from here, I didn't get a very look out.
There.
But from here, They look okay to me. I didn't get to feel them, but I'll bet they have some crinkle to them. We'll wait for Tom's judgment.
Yep. You wanna?
Yeah. Let's.
Okay to
Make
bring
sure-
her around and head back?
Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Talk to the cow.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I'm following Clint's lead. Hey, Carrie, you want a chance at the helm? Okay.
It's a big wheel.
Stand here and just feel it. Let's see, 40, I want to say about 60 degrees. Then you want to straighten it out. Give or take. Yeah. And when you straighten it out, go too far, so you get a feel for it. Go the other way too far. This is your center. They call it a king something. He called it. He had a term for it. It was a kingpin or something like that. This tells you straight ahead, but this boat tends to veer a little to the right.
Yep.
That's I kept going off course to the right. I wasn't watching that.
Are these electric
I was
winches?
watching the deck.
Nope.
I don't think any of them are.
Nope.
It
Well, it
feels
wouldn't
more
matter anyway.
responsive than the Cabo.
Not today.
Well, that's going to be a challenge.
Warts and all,
What?
right?
Up to
Is
that.
what boats are.
Oh, gotcha. Well, like I said, if they don't, you can always get the yard to do it, but it's totally up to
Right.
you.
Sorry?
Get me up to mast with a regular winch.
Oh.
Yeah, right. I'm willing to crank.
Okay. All right. You probably want to head a little bit more, maybe like 10 degrees to starboard.
Starboard, okay.
Okay.
Can you see the markers yet?
Just watch it start to change. Oh, I see. There's a green just right off your starboard bow. So like, hold this heading. This is a good heading.
Will not see the marker.
Is that the floating or is that?
Oh wait, I don't know. Let me see. Okay, yeah, more to starboard. I don't see them.
Radio tower about
Marks.
2 points off the starboard bow.
Yeah, do you see it?
Single
2
radio
points off the starboard bow.
Yep.
The big radio tower, so
Yeah,
head
there
towards it.
You can
I
come
think
a
he
little
wants to
bit
go
more.
straight towards the radio tower, if you
I
see it.
I see it now.
Yeah. I love that he said that.
I know you
But how many points?
Yeah, I've been trying to teach her that. And she's been resistant.
Don't learn
It's not resistance. I'm just laughing at him because it's so. It's
Oh,
like,
it tickles my geek.
we just had this conversation on the deck.
Yeah. Oh, is that right?
You know,
So I don't even need to out myself.
No.
there
Yeah.
are as many ways to do things on a boat as there are people in things.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Find what works for you.
Yeah.
Right. That's right. There you go. See?
What country was this boat built in? Taiwan, Turkey.
Taiwan.
Taiwan. Oh. It's a cow shipyard.
I think they've moved to the
Where-
U.S. now, but
Where Cheek was
that
cheap.
Hans Christian has.
Right. Where
In the
they
90s.
wanted it. Right. I feel like it steers better than the Cabo. The Cabo seemed so much harder.
Cabo's a full keel boat.
So maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was just so hard to get it to respond.
This has the Pathfinder keel on it, so it'll turn a hell of a lot better than the Cabo.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
But it won't track nearly as well as the
Yeah.
Cabo.
Sure.
Do you know if it's still registered in?
And you're welcome to like serpentine or
think
play or feel
Probably
so
not.
that you
Florida
get a
registered
sense
and
of it.
documented.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
copy.
it's here?
Yeah.
I'll take a photo of it.
Sure.
Thank you. All right. Thank you, sir.
Now you mentioned the turbo engaging when it wasn't engaging,
No,
but
it
that's
wasn't.
all the throttle we have. So why would that be?
I would say, to me, that would say there's something going on with the high pressure pump. Because that throttle, I should never get to that on this boat. I've never gotten that.
Gotten to, oh, all the way forward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was built in Thailand.
No. I know that's where it is, but the Coast Guard puts on their own stuff. Trust me.
And that hull ID number is different than the registration hull ID number.
The HIN number,
They
no,
reversed their C and 3. See, it has 3 3s in a row?
different thing. It's different.
Oh. Oh, these are different.
You're looking at
Number?
the official number?
No, I was looking at this one.
Oh, you're
The
right.
hull ID.
It's missing a 3.
Right. I had a hard time finding this boat because I had this number. But then, when I did a more broad search, I was able to find this hull ID number in the Coast Guard documents, and I followed it back to Maryland, and that's how I found out this boat came from Maryland. But from the registration, I couldn't find it. So
Or they know.
they just transposed, or not even transposed. It's a total misplacement of the C. Yeah.
Well, now at that rate,
Oh, well, that's the starboard.
the
Your other starboard.
the error
Sorry,
in
I'm
for where it was